In this video I won't do a long introduction, instead we'll just continue where we left off from the previous video. You can consider this one a part 2 from the previous one. Let's just get started. Finally I can do some programming. Finally I'll be able to get this issue resolved. Okay, so I need to get rid of ZeroMQ here, no problem. Where are the packages? Here they are. We have ZeroMQ as a dependency. I mean, yeah, I'm being rough on it, but npm uninstall ZeroMQ. Oh, now it's gone. Just a second. Yeah, the error should be in all the expected places, like here on line 7 and below. Okay, no. What I want to do is also, I mean, let me just ask myself, should I update the VS Code API to the latest version? I mean, is anybody using the old version of the language inside the old editor? Probably not, so we'll update it all at once, since we are at it. npm install d there should be a d here. Yeah, the latest version seems to be 1.81. Previously we had 59. Okay. Node, we don't need to update. The same goes for TypeScript. I mean, these are just the dev dependencies anyway. I'll update this for... This will end up being a new minor version. I mean, I'm going to show you how the packages can be published on the VS Code Marketplace by the end of this video. Never mind that for now. We've upgraded this. Now what we need to do is get the SignalR library. We did that in some of our previous projects, and I need to refresh my memory of how that could be done. Let me pause for a few minutes. Okay, I see how it could be done in one of my old projects, which is CFR in Fable. It seems this was 3 months ago. Anyway, we need to import this Microsoft SignalR. We don't need the message back protocol for this. And in addition to that, I mean, this is in F# in Fable. I had a client, I had the bindings for it. I think I had this kind of hub here, which was the first file. Hub fs, index fs. Indeed, roughly worked like this. I had this kind of mailbox. This was a custom mailbox that I did because the Fable one didn't support the inbuilt F# one. Then we have the hub. It had the types, it had the decode and the encode function. It also had the hub connection. This hub connection is what the actual hub is. We'll just, you know, it needs to be connected to some port. And where is it made? It should be made maybe in FFS. Where is the hub? Yeah, This is going to be very similar in JS. We'll have this hub connection builder. We'll create it. Then we'll pass it the URL, which we in our case is just going to be the local host on a particular port. We'll also, you know, configure logging, blah blah blah, and then we'll have the hub on the TypeScript side. Okay, let's do that. Let's go in here. What was the name of the package again? Microsoft SignalR. npm install Microsoft SignalR. Oh, did it get added? Oh yeah, it had some patch version updates. I mean, this 7 is the major version, this is the minor version, and this is the patch version. I mean, okay, now we have the library installed. Let's do some programming. We'll concern ourselves with the F# side later. Okay, let's do the hub on the top level. Who cares? Hub. And we also need to import it. Import. Okay, I'll do this from. Yeah, not bad. And then hub connection builder. Then can we create it? Oh no, it should be new hub connection builder. Yeah, this should be what would create it. Yeah, do we want automatic reconnect? That doesn't matter in particular. Configure logging, we want this, we want to build it. Why is this giving us an error? Yeah, we need to pass it the log level. Log level. And then what? Import it. No, not from VS Code, from Microsoft SignalR. And then log level error. Let me just check out how it's supposed to be on the inside the code. Yeah, log level error. We also need the with URL. With URL, and that should be the I meant to do this. I have no idea why I didn't just factor this out at the top level, but it's fine. Oh yeah, it's not TCP anymore, but HTTP. I mean, the TCP and the HTTP protocols are similar because HTTP is built on top of TCP. But HTTP has, you know, the header and the body as frames specified in the protocol, while in the TCP protocol you are, you know, pushing the frames into the request or into the message on yourself. It very much resembles assembly typeless programming, so I don't really like that too much. I don't like low-level programming. Yeah, URI server. I mean, we don't need this URI server anywhere else other than here anymore. This hub should be enough for all our needs. Now we have the hub. Got to take a little break. We also need to start the hub, I think. Yeah, we do. But we shouldn't start the hub before we run the language server. Let me just leave this somewhere. Send text. We'll do a hub start here. I mean, this is just so we don't forget to put it in later. Right now we'll start working on this this thing, and it's very easy that by the time I'm done with this, I'd have forgotten that we need to start the hub. Now, I mean, now that we are using SignalR, it's probably likely that the messages won't be getting, you know, passed around in the wrong order. But in case they are, I won't touch this code. There's simply nothing in it for me. So there's nothing in it for me to remove this. It would just be a waste of time. We'll need to send and receive. Okay, hub invoke. Is there an invoke? Method name. We'll have to pick something up. This is the route on the other side, which the actual hub will be watching for messages. Client message. Let's make it just a client message. Client to server message. It's nice and descriptive, and we'll, yeah, here we need to pass it the actual message. Now, and that message would be this thing here, JSON stringify file. And the socket will receive. I mean, this array argument, I think this is just how the JavaScript version of ZeroMQ receives multiple frames. It receives them in an array, and I'm immediately destructuring them here. But with the SignalR, we don't have frames, so we don't need this. We can just await on the invoke directly. Oh, wait, where did the await go? Await. Oh yeah, no, this is any, not bad. Why am I turning this to string? I have no idea. Okay, if you are working on with your own language, you know, extension, you can do some research and maybe tell me whether you know, having this whether awaiting on the previous request is like I'm doing here, whether that's superfluous. But for now, I'm just going to do it like this. This is perfectly fine as a replacement. We have the client to server message. Now we need to take care of the other thing. What's this thing here? I mean, notice how well organized the code was. I'm sending all the messages to this request run message. Imagine if I was doing this in multiple places. It would be a lot harder to refactor. I really anticipated the changes in this particular case. But this anticipation isn't really, something you have to think through ahead of time specifically. And it's just a consequence of refactoring your code consistently. And that's once you are able to do that automatically, that's how you know you are a good programmer. Many programmers neglect doing that or leave it for later and then just end up creating a mess. Okay, here's on the right side. Yeah, and here's complaining that he doesn't have a subscriber. Okay, this particular server, do we need the server? I don't think we need the server stop and all this shit. Okay, this part, everything that's here, we do need it. But everything else, not really. Yeah, we're going to remove a large part of it, of this. Do we have everything that we have in this function here? Everything in the Visual Studio extension is exported as this activate function. This is what the Visual Studio extension engine is looking for inside the module. There should also be a deactivate, but I'm not using it. And in fact, it doesn't really matter. So it doesn't really matter if everything is disposed. We have the extension context. And in fact, yeah, it's getting a bunch of the disposables. Where is that extension context getting passed in? I think, it's getting passed in as an argument to the activate function. Okay, so this is how I'm doing the disposal. I should be running. Stopping. Okay, there's nothing wrong with doing it like this. Just a second, I'm a bit confused. Why am I passing an empty lambda into server stop? Yeah, this is a server stop, it gets passed in a lambda. It then runs it, but it also gets mutated. Oh yeah, the lambda pass to here is in fact set as a timeout. Yeah, this is pretty hacky. It's hacky. But is it bad? No, it's not bad, because the server stop, after it gets here, it gets assigned to this, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, this particular bit of code is kind of complicated, and maybe I could have done it a bit better. Okay, I had to think about this for a bit. Let's just get rid of a lot of this stuff. We'll you know, factor this out. We'll factor this out into something. Colon staff. I'll figure out what I want to do with this later. I'll just name it any. I mean, I don't want this messing up anything here. His processing is false. Let me just check how the start server works. Start server. Whatever. We have it in the commit history if we need this later. Pre-request is something new. We don't need to wait on it. Terminal should be disposed. The next should be run with a timeout. I really don't like this code. It's so complicated. Couldn't I have done this something like disposable? Okay, hub on. In order to, the hub can also receive, the hub on the client can also receive messages, and we'll name it server to client message. We need a new method. The arg should be any array. I mean, those are spliced arguments, so we don't need to do anything special. Client to server message. Why is this giving us an error? We need to probably pass it that method. Server to client message handler. I mean, this is not to have a usual name variable, so we'll do something like this. No, since I'm using TypeScript, let's just do this. Message handler. Okay. Then I'll make this some kind of disposable, something that returns a disposable instead of this server step. Ugh. Okay, this is works with it. Oh, this is fine. How do I make a new disposable? Okay, here is how. New disposable. Return new disposable. And then we pass it a callback. Then oh, this is much better. We dispose the terminal. Then The next. What is the next? And this is much simpler, but whether it will be correct, we'll see. I mean, maybe... No, but my hunch definitely that... my hunch that this is a very complex code won't be wrong, but... so, but maybe we are still missing something here. Okay, we have the start server, it turns out disposable, but... we don't need a server stop. We don't need this. Start server. Okay. I just remember something. I know when I was studying the RX library, RX library had various kinds of disposables. I think it has okay, there is the regular disposable, but there is also various kinds of others, such as single assignment disposable and serial disposable. It works that on the principle that when you assign something else to it, it disposes the previous thing, and that's how it works. So I don't know whether we have it. I don't think we do. This disposable, this is probably something from the VS Code API. Where is it? Yeah, it's right here. Do we have any other kind of disposable? Nope. So we'll have to implement our own. Okay, let's... I might be wrong on how this is called, but let's do it. Serial disposable. Is this the right syntax? Then we'll just maybe... how do we extend the regular disposable? I'm not sure whether I want implements or extends here. Let me just take a look at the disposable interface. It has the dispose method, it has the constructor, and it has the static from. Okay, I see. Okay. Okay, let's try implements. Constructor X, something like this. No, why is this? Let's do the function dispose. Oh, forgot the function arguments. No, this is not how the function should be in classes. Instead, should it really be like this? What is the type of this constructor? Can't dispose any. Okay. No. Can I... okay, let's just do this. Let this... let f equals now. Can I not do this? Oh yeah, I'm thinking of this as F#, but this is TypeScript. My god, I completely forgot what the TypeScript syntax for classes was. TypeScript classes. Let me go back to school. Okay, name class person, name string, public constructor, private name. Get the name string. But it should be also possible to do. Yeah, it should be possible to do something like this, right? Yeah, right. Then this F. Okay, then on this pose it just calls it and then assigns it to null, F, or actually just the default. Why is this? Yeah, we need this. Oh, no problem. I'll also do an assign method. We just disposes the previous one and makes a new one. This not dispose, or actually this F. We just call it like this, and then this F equals call on dispose. Not bad. Is there a more, elegant way of doing this? Maybe something like something like a public, and then I know TypeScript had something like public variables. What the hell? I don't want to mess around with this. I think TypeScript has primary constructors. What primary constructors are like in F#. You can write class T A B C, and then make use of these variables. In the latest version of C#, which is 12, right now it's in preview. C# also got this capability, and I think it's very nice. But I remember running into issues with the primary constructors in TypeScript in the past, so we'll forget about them for now. Okay, serial disposable. We have this serial disposable. Serial disposable. Const server disposables equals new serial disposable. We just pass it an empty lambda. Now, whenever we start a server, yeah, we also need to turn off the hub here. Hub off. Method name. Oh no, hub start. Hub stop. Good. Now this is starting a server and returning a disposable, and we'll just assign to it. Assign. Oh, why are we getting an error? Disposable. Oh, right. I mean, we can do it like this. What the hell? And in fact, we don't even need to, you know, return it like this. We can just assign it directly. Assign start server. And then we just, you know, put in the server disposables here. And then, you know, I should stop saying then, you know, and what this will do is dispose the subscriptions in the context. I think this is an alternative to, you know, providing a deactivate function. It's much easier this way because you have all the resources in the activate function, and then it gets rid of them on when the VS Code extensions closes or restarts. We'll also fold this inside now. Why not? Server to client message. I just leave it here. Who cares? Now basically, I think this is all the refactoring that we'll need to do on the TypeScript side. In principle, there could be some bugs left that we'll need to take care of. But assuming they aren't, this is the correct design to go with. Let's just do a final bit of refactoring. We don't need to assign it since we already assign. We don't need to assign it in the body since we are already assigning it in the constructor. And then we also don't need the ping requests. Yeah, that's all we need to do here. Now let's check it out on the other side in the supervisor. I mean, what I'm doing here is extremely trivial. I know. I wasted most of my time doing that serial disposable thing. Yeah, this thing actually binds on two ports, as I said. It needs to act as a server for the client, and then it also needs to bind to the client. And this is going to be a single thing only, HTTP. .NET MQ pooler. .NET router socket. Why am I using a router socket? .NET MQ, net message, client error handler. Okay, don't really need to worry about most of this. And just I'll tell you what ZeroMQ stuff is. Okay, this stuff is what closes the server unless it receives a message in a 2-second time span, or 2000 milliseconds. Because otherwise, if the VS Code editor closes on the other side, it might turn out that the process for the language server ends up hanging. Even though that might not be necessary, since in the disposable, that is, over here, the disposal of the terminal would end up closing the process. So I probably don't need this, and we can remove it. Okay, we'll comment it out just for now. Here are where the messages are getting received. For some reason I have the time as well. I mean, here's bind, the publisher socket. I mean, I think according to ZeroMQ rules, the client should have something like a request socket, and the server should have the router socket. I'm not sure whether it's possible to do it anywhere else, but I think it may be possible for the server to have the response socket, something like that. I don't know why I didn't go for that. If I wanted to parse the arguments better, I could import the argue library. It's called something like OpenArgue. I don't have it installed, but if I did, that's the best F# library for parsing command line arguments. I covered it in one of my previous videos. For now, this can remain as it is. Why do I have this polar? Yeah, because I'm getting two different kinds of messages, and I have to have two different sockets. Okay, let's start wiping things that are necessary. Right, this is what ends up queuing the message to be sent to the client. And these channels are for the Hopak concurrency library. Hopak is, let me show you really quickly, F#. Hopak is the most underrated of all F# libraries. It's used for concurrency. The way it works is similar to Golang's channels and closures asynchronous concurrency as well. It has various concurrency primitives as well as combinators, and you can use the channels inside of them to make your server. This is what I used to make the language server for Spiral. It really helped a lot. And if you are doing something like a programming language in F#, you should definitely consider using this kind of library for it, as it's a way better fit for it than something like reactive extensions. With reactive extensions, you cannot really have lazy computation as easily, and that means you cannot really abort the type checking that is being done, for example, on the current user as the user types. The same goes for parsing. Now let's go back into the code. We'll have to replace this with some kind of hub. We should be making some kind of SignalR hub here. And since we are added, let's install the SignalR library. SignalR. It's deprecated. We don't need the preview version. We'll just get the latest table. Oh, does it work with .NET? I mean, let's try installing it. I'm not sure whether the .NET version that I'm using in this project, which is 3.1, will be compatible. But if it isn't, it will tell us. Yeah, it just needs the package names. Okay, let's move on. The Spiral project is a bit old by now. I'm using F#. I think I'm using F# 4 and the .NET Core 3.1. And the hook has been updated. I'm using F# 5. Oh, parser got a new version. Okay, we'll get rid of .NET MQ. Sorry about that. But if you didn't want that to happen, you shouldn't have dropped the messages. We'll open SignalR. Do we not have it? Where is SignalR? In order to figure out how to open it, let's take a look at one of my old projects, which is this one. See if you are in Fable. I think the server had a bunch, used it in a bunch of places. Signal. Open Microsoft ASP.NET Core. Yeah, we'll also want to upgrade this project so it uses ASP.NET. We'll figure out how to do that later. Oh, now can we make the hub? Where is the hub? I think that actually the hub needs to be not like in JavaScript or TypeScript. Instead, it needs to be as a part of the ASP.NET services. Here's the main. We have the application. We have the builder, web application, blah blah blah. Of course, we need to add this SignalR to services. We need to set the hub as well. And the Learn Hub. Let me check out the constants. What's the constant? This is a string, I think. Or, I mean, this is a string. Oh, yeah. It's not actually. In this case. Okay, let's... Right now, I don't want to upgrade the ASP.NET the project. I need to upgrade the project, but I don't want to do it for the latest version. Instead, it should be... I mean, this is a good question. Can we do something like use the latest version of ASP.NET Core, which is 7, with an old version of .NET? I don't know. We'll have to try. Yeah, we don't need a hub here. And it brings into question how exactly are we going to implement this, but never mind that for now. Let's just comment all of this out. We don't need it. And yeah, we need to figure out how an ASP.NET project works for whichever the version. Yeah, we're using .NET Core 3.1. Reference in a new solution. Let's start a new project, a completely new project. And something like ASP.NET Core Minimal. No, not that. What are you doing? I'm pressing enter and it's messing with me. ASP.NET Core empty. ASP.NET Core empty. Web Application 7. Oh, .NET Standard. .NET Core 3.1. It's out of support. We don't need HTTPS. Or maybe it will turn out that we in fact do need it. In which case, I mean, one of my theories why the communication is failing is because we are going to run unsecured TCP protocol. And maybe it would be better if we go over TCP over HTTPS. We could also potentially update the project for .NET Core 7. And that would also be nice. The only thing I am worried is whether the Hopak library will, whether everything will remain working for those old libraries. But let's take some risks. Let's upgrade the project to .NET 7. We don't need that. We don't want it in. I click on cancel. Why is it doing this? Then okay, it put it in a completely new solution. Then it's good. This is the how the project SDK is supposed to look like. Okay, something like this. Just a sec. This is basically what I've been looking for. We'll need to change these two properties. And that's all that really goes into setting up an F# project. I mean, why is it telling me that this should project 7? Maybe it meant that for the previous version. I have no idea. Recent projects and solutions, the spiral language. I'll unload it. Let me edit the project file. I'll get rid of this here. It needs to be SDK web. And the target framework just needs to be changed. We don't need this property group. This server garbage collection is something that you need to set when you're using the regular SDK. Otherwise, the Copac library won't be able to do this, to do its concurrency correctly. It will warn you about needing to use the server garbage collection. So we'll get rid of that. We shouldn't need anything else. And everything else, I think, remaining as before, should be fine. Maybe we could just, upgrade the F# core to the latest version. We could also update Copac. Okay, let's do that. Let's manage the packages. Let's reload project with dependencies, or maybe just regularly. Actually, I'm not really sure at all, but reloading the project with dependencies, how it's different from the regular thing. Where is the manage NuGet dependencies, manage NuGet packages? We'll update F# core, not to 8, but to something like latest stable. We'll update Copac, just in case. ZeroMQ, haven't we uninstalled that already? Maybe we haven't saved it properly last time. Okay, everything should be perfect now. I mean, the reason why I'm going so slowly right now is because I have to think about the things that I'm doing. And the reason why I need to think about the things that I'm doing is so if I make a mistake, I can remember what I did and go back to it and fix it. Yeah, it asked me last time to, to save this, and I messed things up. Okay, let's save it right now, and I think I actually need to look into how the ASP.NET Core project is configured. Let's see, program FS. Web application, create builder, arcs, builder build. This is super easy. And in fact, how did I do that in that other project? I think I was doing over here. Yeah, it's very similar. Do I need to add a course? Okay, let's just okay, I won't need to add a course. The only reason we had to do that last time is because we were getting fetch requests from a different URL from the proxy server. Okay, let's go at it one by one. And the import that I need, this is the argu. The import that I need, ASP.NET Core Builder, hosting, logging, dependency injection. We don't need a course. We need to create a class which will be the hub, the main hub, and that's where we will put all this stuff. Now, what was the hub called? Hub localhost on. Oh yes, the client to server message. That should be the name of the hub. Where is the app? There should be an app run. Where am I making the app? Oh, did I get rid of this by accident? I could have. No, wait, I didn't. Why is this giving an error? Oh yeah, it wants an int as an return. We also need to fold it in a bit. Web host use URLs. Share constants URL learn server. Let's just see what that says. Yeah, okay, it's like this. We'll also try making it HTTPS if that fails. In fact, I'm wondering how it configured it for HTTPS, because we don't have anything specific for HTTPS here. Maybe it's configured in app settings somehow, or launch settings. Oh, never mind that for now. Oh, where was I? Okay, we have these ports here. HTTP. Let's get rid of all this. We don't need to pass in the args here. Let's forget about the logging. URI server. We're gonna replace this with a interpolated string. Then we can just move it here instead of having it everywhere. We need a hub. And all this should in fact, yeah, we don't want an unbounded message size. We might want detailed errors, otherwise they'll be pretty shitty. And this should probably go at the end of the application. We don't have 2 ports. And let's factor this out after all. Okay, so far so good. Oh, this will be a part of the hub. We just need to create it first. As I said, this we don't need. This is where I get all the message frames. Okay, let's start work on the hub. Then things will fall into place as we do that. Let's check it. Let's check my old code for reference. I mean, having old code for reference is pretty good, because, you know, if you are familiar with a particular piece of code, then you can go back to it and remember how it should work much more easily. It's an easier way compared to going through some random tutorial, of course. Okay, here's the Elmish hub. On connected async, on disconnected async, on this mailbox. Compared to the Fable in CPR project, we don't need this mailbox as an agent because we are using Hopak. Okay, this piece of cake. We'll name it Spiral Hub. Let's make it type Spiral Hub. This is how classes are defined in C#, in F#. Inherit hub, open ASP micro ASP.NET Core SignalR. Yeah. Now we have it. Oh, now all this needs to go there. You can see how we are pushing the frames. I mean, you probably might not understand why this is for, but this is how in ZeroMQ, how we are pushing the individual frames of the message. We'll have to do some factoring. Let fx, something like that. I just want to factor some of this out. We need to implement these two from the start. Okay, what needs to happen is that I need to refresh my memory of SignalR. How can I go over all the clients and send them a message? That's what I am wondering right now. This context, this client's caller, okay, I'm getting my bearings. Okay, let's do it like this. The method needs to be the name. The method names get mapped to the hub routes in SignalR. Let me figure out. Only shab model message to server. Okay. I mean to check just this. Message. And then we don't really need to send. Yeah, it's a bit troublesome as all these messages are in fact invokes. Let's get rid of the ping message. This is one we won't be using anymore. And this needs to be called as invokes. So we send back journal. Okay, right now I don't understand how it would be possible to turn this back into a task, something like a promise. Okay, this one won't be a problem because, you know, it just needs a unit value to be sent back. So maybe task empty. But for the other one, as queue as task. Oh, this is exactly what I want. Oh, this is so perfect. Start as task. Okay. Queue as task. Coppack start ignore, or maybe start as task. Job empty. I mean, it has a bunch of these. I forgot what most of them do. Job tank. Let me pause a bit so I can figure out which one do I want. Actually, instead of doing that, bam, or not. Or maybe return. Okay, great. This is exactly what I want. And this needs to be X. Okay, let me just figure out why this res argument is missing. Oh yeah, this should be for results. Previously it had start here, I think, and then wait, this is job. Oh yeah, I'm passing the res into the job. Whatever, A, and then IVAR unit. Let me pause a bit so I can figure this type error out. I'm not sure why it's not doing what I expect it to. Okay, I understand it. Because this is a task null, and this is a task that of a different type. So it infers the type of the task as being null in all cases. We also have the problem that this should be JSON deserialize. Now this is a string, and this is a specific F-sharp library that I'm using because, you know, because I found it because I probably should have used dot, but this library at the time was a better fit for how I wanted JSON to be serialized. Oh, now I need to think about it a bit. What this needs to be is a result. I don't think I've forgotten is how nulls are serialized in JSON. Okay, let's do it like this. If it's empty, we'll just return null here. Return something like an empty string, maybe, or even an outright null. And here we'll serialize it to JSON. Oh, this is should be like this. Oh yeah, this is a string, and this should be okay. Let me take a look at the Hopag documentation. I forgot how what the monadic combinators were. Hopag. Let me take a look at the reference. Typically, IntelliSense is very good when it comes to F-sharp, but when it comes to hovering your cursor over the operators, it kind of gets tricky. Oh, now where is the? It has a bunch of these. Where's the right type? Not this one, not this one. Oh yeah, the sync one. Oh, we need this one. Yeah, this one. I have to go into the ID. I was close enough, it seems. String. Why is it complaining? Oh, really weird. Let me just do JSON serialize. Why is it complaining? Let me pause. Let's try debugging it like this. We can just go into the expression and bind it to a variable. And then we can do this. If we hover over it, we can see that we have a job. And then if we, pass it to something like this, why is it complaining? JSON serialize is object to string. The type of the operator is not correct at all. Why is it in fixes? Maybe I need to open Hopak in fixes. It's already open. Yeah, this is defined, and this one is not defined. Oh my god, am I typing out the name of the operator wrong the entire time, it seems? I am. Oh yeah, now we have the correct operator here. I mean, sometimes things like that happen when you're doing functional programming. I mean, I don't know why the IDE didn't tell me that the operator didn't exist. I thought I was doing everything right. Okay, we have this set now. And we still have this thing here, error channel create. We need an error channel, and the way that this will be done is that the cab itself should be sending messages back to the client. Oh, let's do some experimentation. This, or maybe not. As this. Do this. Clients. Caller. Okay, since I'm using the pub sub pattern, we can just broadcast the message to all the clients. We can just send async method string and then pass it as an argument. Okay, no problem. I guess the only troublesome thing is that I need to turn a task into a job. Okay, Hopak task job as a job task to job from await task. Oh great, this is perfect. Await unit task. Okay, I don't love this library. I just hope that upgrading to the latest version of .NET won't break it, because it's kind of not well maintained. What is this message thing? Oh, I see. Let's just do this. And then and this should be client to server message. Let me just check. No, server to client. Server to client message. And we have to pass in the argument, which is x. And why is this giving me a type error? Send async. Training tasks task. Oh yeah, it should be like this maybe. Oh whoops, I forgot to wrap it in a string. Okay, great. Why is this complaining? Type system trading cancellation token. How annoying. Send call async. We need an object array. Client errors result. Okay, as far as I can see, there are no type errors anymore. Everything should be fine. I'm just doing some thinking. If you're wondering about what, is that this is sending messages to all the client may be a bit iffy. If in the future we wanted to make the language server serve multiple clients, but that shouldn't really happen. If the requirements change, then we'll go back here and also change the program, maybe to use the user groups, something like that. I don't know how a web hosted language could possibly work. And this is pretty good, I think. What we'll do is move on to testing. That would be the best thing to do here. Oh yeah, we have the spiral hub. Okay. Let's try building this. We'll do it locally and then we'll publish it into the extension folder. Oh, this is weird. Codegen error. Append the line S. Yeah, maybe the append the line in the previous version of .NET expected a string, but now it isn't. If this is the only error, I'd be very happy. Now we'll publish it. Oh, where is the publish? Oh, whoops. Configuration. Whoops. Everything's wrong here. Framework dependent. Portable. I think this deployment mode, I don't think that that was a thing last time. Let me just check it out really quickly. Not more specific. Yeah, if we try doing it as platform as self-contained, I don't think we'll be able to, we can't select the portable binary anymore. So that's a problem. Okay, let's save it. What is this configuration thing? IIS, username, password. Actually, let's try running it. I want to see what will happen. The problem is that the only change is that we move to ASP.NET Core, so I want to see SSL. What is going on? Okay, it runs. Let's publish it. We need to have courage here. Now what we'll do is run the VS Code extension. No. Is the previous version inside the folder for some reason? Wait, there should be some kind of folder here, shouldn't it? It was there last time. Wait, where's this web deployment? It should be... oh, what is this? Just where is it putting it? That's the only thing that I'm wondering right now. Let's just have it published in a new folder. Oh, this is ridiculous. Where was it last time? Okay, let's just go here. Oh, this is... we'll copy the path. Let's try this. As the language gets more complex, it becomes more difficult to develop it due to how long it takes to compile. I think there's some old files are getting in our way for some reason. So what does this say? Spiral. Okay, I'm not sure what I should do right here, but probably erase some of these files. Oh, what's going on here? It did something really weird. I think this was due to the previous publish. Oh, why did this change? Oh yeah, okay. What is this thing? Oh yeah, this is the... We'll grab the directory from here. We'll just do the publish thing again. Get rid of the old files, sure. Now publish it. Okay, now it should start the correct thing. When I first tried Visual Studio Code, when I first tried creating an extension for Visual Studio Code, pressing Ctrl F5 for some reason didn't refuse to launch the extension. But the problem just resolved itself eventually. Right now it's complaining for some reason. Forget it. Let's just try it again. Okay, the server is not, shutting down automatically anymore, but I don't see any messages coming in either. We'll also want to get rid of these info messages. Never mind that for now. Let's just print what is coming in. Alright, it's not S but A. And we have to publish it again. I don't know, maybe in the end it will turn out that we need to go over HTTPS or something like that. Who knows? And down here it says that it's building. Then I'm pressing Ctrl F5 again. Okay, we can be sure that it's not getting any messages on the other side. And then the problem is on the VS Code side. It's doing invokes here. Cast message. Window show information message. Done sending the message. Oh god. Let's see what we got back. Yeah, it first sends the file open message. Then what happens is that it never gets a reply. So it never gets to here, unfortunately. And I'm not completely sure why this is happening. It could be that it's maybe sending a message before the hub is fully initiated. Hub on Oh, this is a promise. Oh, async. Await. Let's try to like this. Okay, we need to go back to the very basics. Right now the code is complex and we need to just get the basic goal of sending a message to the other side done first. After that we'll be able to move to bigger and better things. So what will we do? Let's forget this for now. Hub send or hub invoke. Okay, let's set interval. I think this is the thing to set up an infinite repeating interval in JavaScript. In set interval. What we'll do is send some kind of message on the hub. Let's do a regular send. This is an asynchronous send. Client to server message. Okay. this is how we'll be dealing with it. If we set this to something like, yeah, it should be a string. We can just do this. Oops. And this basically has to work. Once we've cleared this corridor, then we'll try out the invokes. TypeScript is messing with us. It doesn't seem... I mean, you can clearly see that nothing is happening. And the messages are not getting from one side to the other. At this point, it doesn't really even have anything to do with... I'll change things, I'll simplify things to the limit on the extension side. Oh, why is it complaining? Alright, oops. Hide from user, false. Oh, this is the JS way. And let's go even more basic. If we do this, what happens? If I don't do this, what happens? Okay, so what we can be sure is that this hub start, as the error message says, it's not connecting. Why would that be happening? Okay, at this point we're going to have to do some research why the SignalR connection is not working. Let's see. VS Code, WebSocket not working. Actually, let me pause here. I'll do some independent research. I'll come back with the answer. Figured out what is wrong. I mean, what was wrong. This is how it was earlier. I mistook this for the name of the route. for the name of the, for this. But it should be some kind of route. Then it then it can connect over HTTP. Foolish me. Okay, first I need to run it. Then it says SignalR connected. Now we can try the same thing again, except from VS Code. Okay. We have this. Something like API. Oh yeah, I forgot to change it. Where is it? Or maybe I didn't. Weird. Let's try that function from the previous project. Await hub start. Okay. Why is it failing to negotiate? Okay, the reason why this wasn't working earlier is because I forgot to publish it. This entire video is something I'm going to redo from the start. No way I'm posting this on YouTube. Let me demonstrate. It finally works. Great. Now let's see if the entire thing works now. I'll also change. I mean, do I even need the cores here? I have no idea, but I'll leave it in. Who's going to mess with this anymore? Let's try it in VS Code. And TSC watch is getting freezing up non-stop. Right, this time around I think where is it connecting exactly? Hub, yeah, Hub has an API here. I should be using this async start function with something like next, maybe. I need to have it keep trying until it connects. I think it tries to connect before the server is fully active, and that's why it's failing now. So what do we do here? Okay, something like this. While let is connected equals false. While is connected and then does JavaScript have some kind of slip? Okay, check this thing out. We'll use this. And then have it sleep. And try every 500 milliseconds. I'll also show the error in the show error message. Let's just pass it in. Then we'll use a start and not this thing. Hub start. We'll just make this start. Now let's try running this again. Okay, this is because I keep sending these hello messages, but at least it's getting something from the other end right now. We basically succeeded. Let's try it again. Okay, the asynchronous sends are working. Now sending message. Now let's add some print statements on the other side as well, so I can see what is going on. Printfn. We'll have to publish it. Okay, but I mean, it looks better right now, since it took me so long to do this little thing, but the messages are getting through to the other side. So it's only a matter of time until we get the whole thing working. You can see just how configuring some simple thing can take so long. It's incredible. I mean, I'm kind of wondering, for these invokes, do I really need to return a task, or do I need to do something else? This thing. It is a distinct possibility that it could just be sending the messages at the start before the hub is connected. I think that's the most likely case of why things are not going right here. Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, how about we change things a bit? Yeah, we are starting the hub in the start server, but the request run can be triggered at any time, and that's not really good. This is ridiculous. Can we make it somehow that it doesn't send any messages until it has finished starting? I'm setting up all these things, but where does the server start? We have the start server. Oh wait. And this should also be maybe return. Oops. In fact, I can just do this. Oh yeah. Object name, spiral hub. Okay, it does seem like the messages are getting through to the other side. I want that. Okay, let's comment this out. Who cares right now? I mean, without this line, we won't be sending any errors back to the client, but that doesn't matter right now. I just want to get this to run. Oh, whoops, sorry about that. Oh wait, I remember. I remember reading in the SignalR documentation that the hub is a transient object. So the one that we are passing in as a part of the constructor into the error function will get disposed. In fact, we'll have to get it from somewhere else. Wait, maybe it's possible for this to be a null, which is causing issues. I don't know why that would happen, but it could happen. Wait, is it serialize or deserialize? It's serialize. Oh, whoops. If I remember, I had something in mind, so the nulls aren't being passed into it. Let me check out the supervisor again. This is the GitHub. Okay, how about this? Oh, now is the problem. I give up for today. It's almost 8 PM and I need to stop here. It's time for day 2. Today I expected I would have a large debugging session and I tried doing a screencast earlier, but it got pretty hard. And when I was thinking about it, I actually figured it out and didn't even need to do any kind of debugging. So for this part of the screencast, I'll just go over the changes that I did. First of all, yesterday I forgot to put an await on the sleep here in the catch case. And this was a pretty stupid mistake. Also, I didn't need a mutable variable to break out the while loop. Just a simple return would do. And these are my functional programming habits working against me in TypeScript. Anyway, this is pretty good. I got rid of the print statements here. Currently, I have the terminal starting part commented out. We'll comment this in later. Right now we're still debugging. Right now, in my current state, I just managed to get the .NET side working and the messages are going back and forth properly. I even got the broadcasting to work, and I'll show you how later. I just did a little bit of cleaning up here for the errors once the server is stopped. I mean, this was a problem in the past, and I should have done this back then, but never mind. It's just a minor change. So he's getting rid of the curly braces here. It's really minor thing. Let's go back to the .NET side. This is how it is done currently. I did this supervisor type, which is just a supervisor channel. And in order to make broadcasting work, I actually didn't know how to do this. I had to go over the documentation. I thought that I might need how to do import the reactive extensions and subscribe to all the connections, but it turns out it's unnecessary. In the documentation, I saw in the SignalR documentation, I saw that you can just get the iHub context and use that to broadcast to all the clients, and this works. This works pretty nice. I'm really happy with this solution. And now the language server is just this singleton. I start the server threads in the background and just pass the channel into as a singleton. And this I pass it into the hub right here. This is done using dependency injection. In F#, this part is just a constructor and gets injected when it's created. And the part where it's created should be around. Actually, this is just creating the hub context. And as I said, the hubs themselves are transient. They're only created once they are requested. And that most likely happens every time a request comes in. And this is different from regular HTTP requests. The WebSocket requests are done over a persistent connection. Okay, we have this here, and this is in fact enough to just take care of the invokes. This part is dealing with the invokes, and the part at the bottom is doing the broadcasting to all the clients for the errors and so on. And this works. Let me show you finally how the project file works. It takes a while to compile. Oh yeah, let me just mention what was the problem. As I said, these hubs are transient, and what I had previously is all of this inside the hub, something like this. I mean, it couldn't have possibly worked, because every time, if you had like this, every time the hub was created, it would start a new language server. So it's no wonder that all the messages being sent back were empty. Let's just get rid of this, and we'll finally run the language extension. And if you look at what's going on here, it's connected here, executing endpoint API. And as you can see, now we have the links. We now even have the code actions. We can rename and delete the file. If I hold the control and click on this, it will lead me into the file itself. And as you can see, the type checking and the semantics tokens work. And this is really good. The only problem that we have right now is that the types aren't being stripped. The strings are getting printed as an option. And that's what I will fix right now. And this worked properly in the previous version. What I'll do is go into the history for this, git, and then view history. And I'll check out how it was done before. For example, we had this option string as x, Actually, I'm not really sure where that why the the hover requests were getting propagated proper last time. I will have to figure that out right now, today. Hover at. Alright, it's getting passed in position under URI. This is a file, and then it returns a string option. And yes, and this is not supposed to be deserialized to JSON, I think. If you look at the old file, not this, but the history. Then you see we're only doing the serialization for the non-option strings. If there aren't options, they just get pushed into the frame as they are. So let's do it. Let's do that. Okay, this. Okay, we'll make this an object, obj, match x with if that's the case, then yeah, we can just return it as so. And if it's not yeah, if it's a null, we can just return it as it is. If it's a string option, then we return it as x, but otherwise I just want to note that this option string is actually compiled as a null under the hood when it's none. So this should trigger when the type is option string and then none, I think. Let's try this out. We'll close the old server. Now we're getting this kind of error messages. I don't know, this is something new in the latest Visual Studio version. I haven't actually programmed in .NET 7 with Visual Studio before today. Alright, let's also close the extension development. Oh, it works. Why aren't the semantic tokens working? And this is also not working. Okay, the type hovers are working, but the semantic tokens aren't getting propagated. Suppose we try reloading. Reload window. Okay, let's try another file. Yeah, this is pretty weird. Okay, let's close the extension. Let's try running it again. I mean, it worked before. Let's try running it. Let's try running the extension again. Yeah, the hovers work. Okay, this is weird. It's... Oh, yeah, I'm not serializing anything. How did that happen? Oof, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, it's easy to make a mistake like this. Oh yeah, now it lights up. As you can see, now we have the semantic tokenization, the keywords are in blue, the constants are in green, the comments are dark green. We also have the types when we hover over the functions. If we look at the package SpiProj, it will lead us into it. Great. Let's try some bigger files, something that maybe imports the core library. Package not loaded. I think you should be loading it automatically. Why is it not? Oh, right. Right now we don't actually have the core library in this particular as a server. It needs to be published into the right directory first. We'll do that next. Publish. Oh, did it already finish? Let's right. We first need to actually, start it. Nearly forgot this. If we go in here and hover, yeah, we see all the types. Maybe should the types be, like this? I don't know. I thought maybe the types should have special semantic tokens, but did I remember this incorrectly? I mean, imagine this. I can't remember whether this is supposed to be in something like blue, and I worked on the language for years. And that's pretty silly. Let's just take a look at the core library. We have the base here. We have the prototypes. If we go into the limit, the real core. Okay, it looks pretty nice. I mean, you don't have to understand this. I'm just going over this and looking at what the stuff is. Okay. It's not crashing. That the language server is working properly. That's a certainty now. We got everything to work. Let's just, for example, try compiling something. Spiral. Which backend do I have selected? Okay, I have the C backend. I have this thing. We'll erase this file. Then we'll press F1, spiral, build file. And it shows up again. Great. Okay, maybe this lagging stuff we'll have to get rid of, but otherwise everything is fine. Okay, first let's make this a naked route. Instead of having this API suffix, we'll just put an empty string if that's possible. Let's try that out. API. We'll do it like this, because we won't have multiple hubs or anything like that. Let's just try running it. I mean, yesterday during the night, you know, after 6 p.m., your ability to be creative and come to solutions really goes down precipitously. Yesterday, when I turned off the screencast, just thought a bit about the hub and realized what the problem was immediately. But if I was trying to force it last night, I could have spent hours before realizing what is going on. So you do need some brain power in order to get to the right solution, and you can't really do that when you're tired. Okay, it's not complaining that we're passing in an empty string to it. In that case, we'll publish this. Oh, where is it? Publish. Why is it publishing just this file? Okay. Let's try running it. Maybe TypeScript is messing with us again. Let's just press Ctrl F5 again after terminating it. Okay, it works. Now let me just check out the parser for the semantic tokens. This is a bit weird for me. Type semantic token. Yeah, I have a special token for the type variables. But the tokenizer itself can't really figure that out. It needs to be passed in during the parsing stage. Is this the parser? Yes, it is. Yeah. It's being set in the parser right here. Okay, I'm going to show you something here. We'll first check what the semantic tokens for those variables should be. VS Code semantic token. I think there is some kind of I think there's some kind of an inspector that allows you to inspect the semantic tokens for a particular word. We'll have to see about that. I remember using that 3.5 years ago, but I forgot how this could be activated. I just want to make sure, are the semantic tokens getting propagated from the server to the client correctly, and if they are, then why is the client not displaying them properly? Okay, we'll hover our cursor over the enal, then I'll press F1 and then semantic. No, there isn't some kind of command. VS Code semantic token inspector. Okay, let's see what Bing says. Oh, developer inspect TM tokens. Inspect editor tokens. Okay. Inspect editor tokens and scopes. Semantic token type a variable. Language. Oh, great. Let's try also on this. Keyword control. Semantic token type keyword. Semantic token type other. Other. Oh, semantic token type operator. What was this? Semantic token type variable. Semantic token type parentheses. Operator. Variable. Unary operator. Yeah, this is right. And yeah, this is a type variable, but it maybe the styling changed for the semantic tokens. I never really figured that out properly. Let's close this. And let's check out the styling. I actually had difficulty figuring this out last time, because I couldn't really... I mean, I put in the semantic token types, but I couldn't really figure out how to get the styles for them to work. Maybe we could change the super type or something. VS Code. Semantic highlighting to true. Semantic token to colors. Okay, let's try this. I want to see what happens. What are these modifiers? Oh, it needs to be in a theme file, I think, and not the packages file. Okay, maybe we'll leave that for later. Let me pause just a bit. We'll leave the figuring out why the styling is not working properly for another video. For now, let's just move on. What we'll have to do next is actually publish the extension. First, let me make a commit. Fixed the language server. Style is still broken. Okay, this got pushed. Now what we need to do is publish the package. The way to do that is to just go here and then type something like vsce publish patch. But yeah, do I want to publish the patch? Actually, this should be a minor version. Minor. And after we do that, take a look at the version number here. It should be 240 after I execute this. Let me pause for a bit. Oh, it actually published. And now, what should happen if you, after a couple of minutes, if you look in the extensions tab and type something like spiral, and this version should change, and you should be able to download the latest version from the VS Code marketplace. Also, besides publishing like this, I am publishing on another marketplace. I forgot what it was called. Something like, basically I need to do that because the Arc Linux Linux distribution is not downloading the plugins from the default Microsoft Visual Studio Code marketplace. So I have to publish it in that place as well. Let me pause for a bit so I can do that. Okay, and it's published on OVSX as well. The reason why I'm blocking this is because you know, I'm passing in the token from the command line, so I don't want it to get recorded on the video. Let me pause again, and I'll clear the terminal. Okay, good. Now I think we're done for this video. I mean, it has been kind of annoying yesterday, but we got this to work. It's a bit, you know, it's still a bit clunky. If you are starting the server at the same time as the extension, it should work and pretty well. But if you are doing it from the build, I'm not sure whether this will work properly. Let me demonstrate it to you what I mean. Spiral, start server. And this should terminate the old one as well. And it's not doing that right now. Let's fix that. Yeah, we have the build start server here, and it should be triggering the old one, I guess, at the start. Maybe I could do this like so. Yeah, great. Let's start it like this. Oh, it works pretty nice, but the cover is broken right now. If I do try going into another file, it doesn't seem like it is connecting to anything. Oh, it updated. Okay, suppose I tried doing something like this. I'll shut down manually. Then I'll try starting it again. And it has connected, it seems. Suppose I do this. Yeah, it's working properly. Suppose I try restarting it again, like this. It hasn't connected. Well, maybe I should put in a little sleep here, just maybe something like, oh yeah, but this isn't an async disposable. Let me pause for a bit. Okay, I tried figuring it out, but without this is restart, check, and a sleep of 1 second, it ends up thinking that it's connected erroneously. I mean, what's going on is probably that the terminal gets disposed and then another immediately gets created again. And that's going on so fast that the SignalR connection on the .NET library cannot really refresh itself, cannot really close itself in time. So it connects, then the .NET language server closes, and then it remains hanging. And the easiest way, even though it's hacky, is to just use this sleep at the start. It doesn't really matter too much. It's not a bad solution. We'll publish a new new patch version. It's done. We'll also do the VSX. I'll do that in private. It should be done soon. Okay, it's done. I'll clear the terminal. And that's about it for this video. Just a sec. Okay, we're done for this video. I'm sorry this video is 3 hours long, but I mean, it could have been 15 minutes. But you know, this is supposed to be an unedited raw stream, mostly unedited. So I'm going to make the working on Spiral series like that. Maybe a few of you will be interested or find it useful. If you have, like, subscribe, do whatever is needed to help the channel grow. In the next video, I need to fix the styling for the semantic tokens. I don't know why they aren't working properly. I'm going to do some research and then make a video on that. And after that comes the video on adding type level literals to the language. So stay tuned for that. After that comes the stage functional programming in Spiral series. And that series won't be like this. Instead, I'll just synthesize my voice and do it in a very nice and easy way. So see you soon.